All right, guys, in this video, we're going to go over the 10 best budget mods. We've gone over a lot of expensive mods, but this is for the people who are not wanting to spend a lot of money on their sled and make it way better than it comes stock.
Look, I don't want to talk. How you try and press the kid and read the
All right, guys, welcome back to yet another episode of Let's Assess Podcast. Today, we have the one and only Skeet Dog. You see him on the Instagram on Cook Bros, and he is here in the studio, if you want to call this a studio, more like a garage. And we're going to be going over our 10 best budget mods. We kind of talked before this and agreed on a list. Obviously, with snowmobiling, it's so expensive to be able to mod your sled, but this, I think most of these are under 100 or 200 bucks, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, we're not going to have them in any order of like cheapest to most expensive or anything like that. But yeah, there's going to be some like really, really cheap options in here. And then some like, you know, the more money it seems like you spend, the better of an effect you're going to get.
Yeah.
So
this is not turbos. This is not $3,000 suspension. This is stuff that whatever sled you're riding, we think that you can change this and make your experience on the snow way better. So
yep, any brand. And I honestly, I think probably these things will help your experience on the snow the most, like even better than like the expensive stuff. Like this stuff truly actually makes your experience better and will make you a better rider. Like, I think.
Yeah. So, okay, let's jump right into it. I'm going to kind of go over it, and then these guys will bounce their opinions on it. First thing is handlebars. So the actual bar, and we're going to get up into bar setup and everything like that, or briefly, kind of other bar mods we want to tell you guys about. But this is just the actual bar. So what do you guys think about bars? What do you look for? Do you think it helps to go to a different bar? What are your thoughts?
I think it's super important. I think it's like the best thing that you get your comfort. Like you can get a bar that fits you better. Something that like I run is a narrower grip. So like I don't have big hands. So like a narrower grip spot to where the grip sits it's like indented, and then also an inch narrower. So not a very big build. So
yeah, Ski-Doo bars seem to be way more narrow.
Yeah, definitely.
From the factory, and then Polaris bars are a little bit more chunky. So I agree.
Yep. And then the other thing that I like going to like an aftermarket bar is you can even drop them a little bit lower. I know everybody, got to get that big old riser out there, but I think dropping them down is like a crucial thing. I even go lower than the Polaris low bar. Like it's not a ton lower, but just a smidge lower. A
tad lower.
Yep. So I think they're like maybe one of the most crucial things. And another
for rider position.
Yeah, for rider position, it just keeps you in that triangle better. Another thing when you go to those aftermarket bars is you get rid of the sissy bar handle, and being a jumper, you're going to hit your head off the handlebar. So it's nice not having just a throat gasher, like you got something.
It just sucks that you can't put a handlebar bag on them.
Yeah, that is definitely.
Or I guess you could, but it's not ideal.
Yeah, they just don't. There's none that go on there well. I don't think. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Are you think you're gonna run a different bar?
Yeah, I think so. Definitely have the same issue as AJ. I got little
paws,
size sixes
size
going here.
Dude, I have the opposite. I have huge hands, but I still like a thinner bar.
Yeah,
I just think it helps with arm pump and
grip
everything.
Strength. Like it doesn't matter. Like if you can really grip that thing, I think it's just that much better.
But dude, the other thing you got to think about too is by the time you put cork and grip heaters and then grips, you're making it way bigger.
Yep.
Yeah.
I even go with the thinnest grip I can get. Like obviously we run RSI stuff, so like the RSI, like some of their colored grips are thinner than the black ones. So like the white marble one, like that's the thinnest one I found, and like that thing is paper on there. Yeah. You can like feel the cork under it feels like. Yeah. So I like those.
That's ones. What I was running last year. Okay, so let's dive into the next one. So for number 2 on the budget list, I think it's grips. So this goes along with the handlebar thing, but I think it makes a big difference if you get a softer compound grip. The grips from the factory, more so on the Polaris side, but also on the Ski-Doo side, they're made to last a long time. And with that, you get a harder compound. And if you go with something like an RSI grip, it's a lot better experience and better grip with your glove because it's a softer rubber compound.
Yeah, they do wear out faster, and you do see that for sure. Like we don't get a full season out of a set of grips, it doesn't seem like.
No.
But it is a lot softer, and it feels like it's more like the pokies are a little more tractiony. You know, like the stock grips are so slick. I feel like it's so hard, and they don't have much like poke up to like get grip onto. They're just slippery.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think grips is a huge thing. You know, I mean, that's your point of contact. I mean, you can't ride the sled without the point of contact, and if you are blowing off your grips all the time.
Yeah, and ski, I think you have a good experience with this because one day you blew a grip and I had an extra RSI grip.
Yeah.
And you were running a stock grip on one and a RSI grip on the other.
It was quite the difference.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah, it's way different.
Yeah. Well, expanding onto the handlebars, I think the next thing would be brake lever. You know, that's the next point of control when you're controlling the snowmobile is you have to be able to use your brake. You should have that finger on there all the time. And having a brake lever that fits your hand comfortably or is adjustable. Yeah. I'm pretty happy the Ski-Doo comes with an adjustable one. I'm going to start with that. But the 3D Logic seems like a really nice brake lever to really hone that in there. I know that's what you run.
Yeah, I run the 3D Logic. I ran Skins. Lever sitting over there. I ran Skins for a while, and I ran the heated brake lever in the past, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. It didn't really make that big of a difference. My finger didn't get cold anyway.
Yeah, I don't like the metal brake levers.
Yeah,
like even TKI makes them like an aluminum one, and your finger like freezes to it. Like I like a plastic lever.
The only time that I could tell a difference with the heated lever was when I was loading and unloading, and I didn't have a glove on. Huh. And maybe mine just didn't work or whatever. But then I broke two of them on the top of my hand. I don't know why that happened on re-entries when I was trying to learn how to do those. And I'm like, dude, I'm not spending. I think they're $289. So I'm like, I'm not spending any more. And then I went to a Skins. I think it was last year that it was called the Bubba non-heated brake lever. I went with that, and we were talking about it before we shot this. It just has too much play for me. I like the 3D Logic. That's my preferred one. It looks good, and I like the short lever.
Yep, and I like that the 3D Logic, you can like have the extra little lever in the front glove box or whatever. Yeah, and like if you break one off, boom, you throw a new one on, quick, easy, done. Like your day's not ruined for that. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, this is our fourth one, ski rubbers.
Yep, big, especially. I feel like in the Polaris, this is a must. Like, because a ski rubber will wreck your entire day. Like,
we've all had it. We blow one, we're side hilling back, it dips, and then
bam. Yeah. How you like me now?
Yeah.
We had quite the interesting story with the ski rubber blowout with your brother, Brad.
Oh yeah. Yeah, tell that story. We were talking about that today.
Yeah. So Brad he was in the powder and he blew a ski rubber, pops out onto the trail, and I'm eating behind him. Come up behind him, and all I see is headlights in the trees. It's like a disco ball going down the trail. And what happened was he blew a ski rubber, and so he dipped down, and his ski dipped down, and he dug into the snow, and
wham! And really got whipped. Yeah. Dude, it was bad. I was scared. It was in the dark, like he said, lights hit the trees, the tops of the trees. Yeah. And we pull up to him, dude.
Late,
he's like,
definitely late night.
Yeah. Oh, my arm. And I'm like, holy cow, dude. Shit. Gas cap is like 100 yards down the trail. Side panel is just gone. Yeah. It bent not a good idea.
They wreck your world.
Yeah. Like you have to have, if you're not going to run aftermarket ski rubbers, okay, my recommendation is
Salazing or whatever.
And Dura Pro. But dude, Dura Pro, I blew 3 rubbers last year.
I know, it was weird. Like I've never seen them fail, but I don't know. I had good luck with the Salazing or whatever they are.
Yeah. And dude, it's such a cheap mod, and especially if you're a guy, if you're riding trail or whatever, maybe you don't need them. But dude, especially if you're gonna try to do re-entries, because what happens is, or bow ties or whatever, even if you're just normal mountain
even
riding,
you're just side hilling and you hit like someone else's old rut, it'll jab that into your spindle and then just blow it out.
Yeah. So what happens is, if you're on YouTube, what happens is the rubber sits here and then the spindle sits on top, and if this flexes too much, it'll tear the rubber or it'll normally tears it either way. So if your ski goes too far forward or back, it'll tear it. And then you have what I like to call a droopy ski. Whenever it comes out of the snow, it just falls down because there's nothing holding it back. So definitely for the price, just get a pair of ski rubbers. It's a safety thing, and if you're down in a hole, you don't want to be stuck because your ski droops every time you take it out of the snow.
Yep.
So the next one, what is this, number 5?
Yeah.
Number 5 is tunnel grips. So these are, you can do it one of two ways. So you can either get the stick-on tunnel grips that's like has an adhesive behind them, and you stick them onto your tunnel and you know the lower part of your gas tank, or you can get rivet on like rocks, rivet on grips. So what this does is,
Brent, I got a sweet wrap. I don't want to cover it up with some big black thing.
we have the answer for you. If you can see, which you can't,
They make them in clear.
they make them in clear. And that is a company called Stomp Grips, I think. And those are adhesive, so you're not riveting into the tunnel, and you can still see the wrap through it. That's what I have on both of my sleds, and they do the job. But the general concept of having those is anytime, I would say it helps even riding down the trail. It helps your feet stay on the running boards and not slide off. It helps big time with bow ties, re-entries, jumping, stuff like that. So they're cheap and they're under $100, and I would just get those to be safe.
It's a control thing, you know,
Yeah.
like you can literally control your snowmobile, like jumping, bow ties, anything like that. You can actually control the back of your sled then, because you can grip it and lift with your body and
And it
actually
doesn't
maneuver
slide.
the back of the sled. No matter, and same on the trails, like it just gives you that extra maneuverability because you can actually grip it. If you don't have that, you just slide all over the place. You know, like it
especially with
just
snow
adds-
and ice.
Oh yeah, you're slick,
Dude,
and-
we have videos. I have videos of me and you of like you're just riding and you hit like another track or whatever. You freaking the back end pops a little bit and off goes your feet.
Yeah.
Which is a sign of maybe you're being too stiff. But regardless, just get the grippers.
100%.
Yeah, they definitely are a big help and worth the cheap money. You know, it's really affordable, super affordable.
Yeah. So the next one we're going to talk about is DuraPro Tether. It's not a must because now these sleds are coming with tethers, but if you're falling off a lot, you're trying to learn new moves, or you're guiding or whatever you're doing, I think that having a magnetic tether that actually just snaps on, you don't have to clear snow and everything. It's a little touch, but it goes a long ways when you're doing it so many times per day.
Yeah, it's super nice because you just throw it up there and it just finds it home, or its
Yeah.
home. But the shitty thing about the like Polaris tether is it's all plastic, and when it's cold out, they're brittle and they break. So like that's
You've had that happen.
I have. And I even tried drilling holes in the housing of it towards the top to get the snow out and ice or whatever.
Yep.
And you were like, you need a DuraPro or whatever. And,
Yeah. Yeah. They're a little more money, but
why?
yeah.
So I even drilled holes in it, stuck it on there, and you start flipping the sled around. It's a must have.
Yeah, it's dude. Yeah, well
It's
said.
way
It's a
easier.
must-have.
Every time you fall off, like you're taking a piece of plastic and landing on it, or landing on on hard snow with it, or something. Like you're just taking a chance.
Dude,
of
I will
breaking
say
that plastic
DuraPros
tether.
break.
They do break.
I broke it, but it was not the
you need
DuraPros
anger
fault.
management.
Yeah, I got a little mad one time, dude, and started working on that lasso, that team rope, and wham onto the hood of my sled, and dude, shattered it. Couldn't find it. Went in the snow. I was in a bit of a pickle there, but you know that was my fault. Don't see this DuraPro because I'm gonna try to warranty that.
And unfortunately, DuraPro won't work on the Ski-Doos.
They don't have.
No, well, it's got to be
Oh,
the key.
yeah, yeah.
It's the key to the sled. So
Yeah.
you got to have the Ski-Doo one. So I don't know if they have them for the Arctic Cat or not, but for the Polaris, it's a must, I think.
Yeah.
Like, they're really sweet.
And the Ski-Doo one's a little bit better, I think.
Yeah,
it doesn't get as. I don't know. I shouldn't talk.
It's all
on that.
right. It's not the greatest, but it's all right. It's good enough.
So, okay, the next one, dude. I am all for this one.
Yeah.
Seco seat cover, dude. I think it is a huge difference for the price. So what we're talking about, it's more like a motocross style seat cover. Go on to like Freshies Built. You can customize it, Seco, whatever. The brand is Seco, SECO, and it's cheap for a big difference.
It's
And-
just like the grips. It's
Yeah.
tackier when it gets wet and iced up. Like it doesn't like it's still tacky. You know, it's
Yeah.
a soft, good rubber compound. Doesn't wear out like the grips, but well, that we know.
Get that baboon butt,
Yeah,
ice balls, and
Yeah.
you're sliding around.
Yeah, dude, there's nothing more miserable. We were talking about this before. You're going down the trail. If you're a player strider, you know what I'm talking about. You're going down the trail, you're tired, you're hitting some bumps, and you're just getting slammed into the freaking console plastics, and you're just sliding, and I'm like, So that eliminates it.
you'll want to bring
Grips well.
the powder though for the old crack in the back though, because you got so much traction. You know?
Yeah.
Underwear does the old maneuver then, but
Yeah, but the thing is, the other thing is, dude, it makes the sled look way better.
it does.
Like, if even on a stock sled, it makes it look way better in my opinion.
Aesthetically, yeah.
Yeah.
And like the ribs, you can color the ribs and everything. Like it's just
Full
The ribs, the
customization.
different colors.
Yeah. You can put different colors. You can put your number if you're, I don't know. I just have a lucky number, so I have that on mine. But, you know, you can do whatever customization wise. So I would highly recommend that. Okay. This goes with that. And I don't take the mic away from him. Dude, I'm an advocate for putting knee pads on the console.
You can't even get through it.
Yeah, because you make fun of me for it. Put knee pads on your console of your sled. Like where your knees go. Sled Treads is one company. Polaris makes them now. I'm sure there's other companies. I use the Sled Tread ones. Oh, RSI makes them too.
And you color like you can
Yeah.
color match them to like match your sleds.
Yeah.
They don't look clashing or bad.
Yeah, but I have cracked a lot of consoles on sleds, and it is such a pain because you have to take everything off. I don't like working on sleds. And if it's wrapped, then you have to rewrap that piece. And because of my knees, I was wearing full Mobius knee braces, and they were whacking the console. They're whacking the console, and so they were cracking. And I cracked 3 consoles one year. And so I just went to these knee pads, and not only are they more comfortable, but they help protect the sled. And I don't care what AJ says, they add a little bit of look to the sled.
when he's going down the trail doing the old back and
Yeah,
forth, apparently.
Yeah. Or you could just get great dialed suspension and kind of get all the, but we're talking
would you
cheap
do
stuff.
that?
Cheap
Yeah.
mods, man. Cheap mods.
Yeah. So, all right. Next one. Okay. I'm going to admit I've never had experience with this, but this is another one that came to mind that a lot of people really like is the Cobra pull cord.
Yep.
So-
I ran a Cobra cord. I couldn't believe you said you've never had one break. That blew
I've
my
never
mind.
had a pull cord break, knock on wood. But a lot of people do, and that's kind of a big deal. It's a pain. So a Cobra pull cord just makes it where it doesn't break all the time, and
It's super durable. It
And
holds
it's
up with the heat
customized.
better.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just one of those things that like for a very affordable price, it's going to provide a better experience for you when you're out there. Like it's just not, you're not going to have those failures or even the chance at the failures. They don't fray, they don't wear. They're awesome.
Yeah.
So
okay. And the last one, is a kill switch rubber. Expand on this. You can get the entire block change. Like
Yeah.
RSI has one that you
can
press
get
and
one
hold.
where it's the button, like the reverse button or something like that. And like depending upon how much money you want to spend, like you can definitely do that. But there's a company, I'm pretty sure it's called the Race Rubber. And it's just like a big rubber band that you put over it. And it makes it to where you have to like push and hold it to kill the sled, but it won't do the click off and on. Because there's nothing more frustrating than when you're like going through some powder, going up a line, and you brrr.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's done it. It
Yeah,
sucks.
you smack the kill switch
So-
and
Yeah. Or you can go down to your local farm and ranch co-op and get a sheep docking rubber band and throw her on there and it does the same thing. But I'm pretty sure a company called the Race Rubber has them. They're like $4, super cheap. You don't got to change out your switch or anything like that. And you're dialed.
yeah, or you can change the whole switch out and
Yeah.
do it that way, where you have to press and hold. There's mixed
way.
opinions about that. A lot of people say you should have a click kill switch. So if you're stuck under the sled or whatever, it's personal preference. But that's another cheat mod you can make if you're in the boat of preferring not hitting the kill switch and it dying, but having to hold it. Okay, the last one. This is our last one.
bonus round.
Yeah, this might be a bonus. I had for those of you who has 7S's or the big gauge on anything BRP, Lynx, or Ski-Doo.
And
or,
Arctic Cat has
yeah,
the
or
new
probably
Garmin
Arctic
now.
Cat now.
Yep.
Yeah. ClearTech makes a screen protector. And dude, you think it's stupid until you fall into a tree and you scratch and mess up your 7S, and then there's not much you can do.
Yep.
With these, it's really easy. They send you a kit with applicator and a squeegee. You put it on there, squeegee out the solution that they give you, and it's cheap and it straight works. I have a big scratch on this sled behind us. Fell into a tree on accident, and
sometimes I don't accidentally.
Yeah. It saved it. So it's like a phone screen protector. It's like when you're spending this much money on a snowmobile, might as well spend $30 more and get a screen protector. And if you wreck into something, you can just peel it off and start fresh.
Yeah, and it even adds strength throughout the screen to where, like, last year I had my sled came over backwards. It caught a rock and, like, kicked me straight. And when it came over, it just came right over straight backwards into the trench and landed on a rock, the rock that I got kicked on. So, I mean, it landed straight on that, and the screen was good because of the protector. Like, it was just lucky, you know? More luck than anything probably there. But I do think it added rigidity, like, vertical strength-wise for sure, too.
Yeah. So those are cheap mods. These, if you really think about it, most of these are where you're actually touching the sled. It makes a big difference. Something that if you can't go out and spend thousands of bucks because you already spent $20,000 on a snowmobile, these are great mods. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. We appreciate you watching, and we appreciate you, Skeeter, for coming on, giving your expertise, and we'll see you on the next one, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
See you on the next episode.
All right, fellas, let her eat.